Kristen.
Thank you, Erica. As we look live outside from our Lorenz and Lorenz 360 camera, sometimes we can tell with the contrasting grays here, camera's still in black and white before sunrise, when we've got some cloud cover out there, and I can tell there's at least some of those clouds, but they're not, low-hanging overcast clouds. We do anticipate a good amount of sunshine for the first half of the day. Hill country temperatures in those low to upper 70s. Kingsland warm at 78, Bertram 75, Burnett 74, Round Mountain 76, Fredericksburg 72. Austin Metro in those mid to upper 70s this morning, 79 Taylor, 78 downtown, 76 in both Wimberley and Dripping Springs. Wimberley, one of the school districts going back today. Eastern counties, temperatures in those mid to upper 70s, 75 Lexington, 75 Rosinki, and 79 in Luling. Day planner shows highs in the upper 90s today with humidity feels like triple digits. Rain chances at about 20% today. I'll drop that down to 10% tomorrow. These are going to be very hit and miss this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. Slightly better chance, though, of seeing some rain come through central Texas on Saturday. And we'll talk about why that is here shortly. In the meantime, we'll get you back over to Tom.
Honestly, it's not thinking right.
You're done.
It's not all there when you're drinking like that.
I mean, you guys, we have multiple cameras on the outside of the house, but I'm like, the more the merrier. Okay, put some on the inside, outside. Just you never know what you're going to catch.
Well, this actually happened in my neighborhood not too long ago. Unfortunately,
somebody crashed.
Into the home. It took out two homes. One was a garage and one was a living room, and it was a medical incident. So and it makes your heart because that could happen to literally anyone. So luckily everyone was okay in this situation. Let me show you what's happening with this calendar. Yesterday, another below average day. This is a nice little treat for us when we get these below average days, because it's not often we can do so, especially looking at the last 5 years. We've pulled some of the hottest summers on record between this year and 2020, so we're not likely on track for that, given the fact that temperatures were below average for most of July, and we're seeing some of that dribble into August. We've had 1 day of rain at the Camp Mabry site here in downtown Austin. That was on the 4th, but yesterday the Austin Bergstrom Airport picked up 3/4 of an inch. So these are very isolated pockets. When they do develop, they can drop a whole lot of rain in a short amount of time. But not everybody gets some of that good drink of water for their yards. They're probably getting a little crunchy, that is, as we get further away from our last recent rainfall. I do anticipate rain chances to be about 20% today, down to 10% tomorrow. But Saturday come up to 40%. That's going to be some scattered rain associated with the tropical disturbance in the Gulf. Sunday, we've got drier skies. So I'm going to spend a lot of time here on your Saturday forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
It was discovered in the first place because of I-35 construction and something they keep an eye on. And
they are very thorough in their environmental impacts when it comes to the expansion of these roads, and rightfully so when you have all these little nooks and crannies and caves underneath some of the ground.
When they were building the Mopac Express lane, some of you might remember it was closer to like Lake Austin Boulevard, closer to the downtown area, and crews discovered a cave. And so that delayed the process a little bit, but they figured it out. So
go that way. You got detour. Let me show you what's going on with your forecast here, because we do anticipate a good amount of sunshine once that comes up later in the hour. We at this point just have a couple of those coastal storms hugging the Houston metro area, but you can kind of see, looking out towards the southeast, a little bit of some of that low cloud cover that we typically get in the morning. This is the view from the Allied Medical Emergency Room camera there in Dripping Springs. Temperatures in the 70s. I mean, it's another warm start to the day, very close to where we should be for this time of year. Maybe 1 to 2 degrees warmer, but hey, 70s is where we start, 90s is where we finish. First day of school for Georgetown ISD, Lago Vista ISD, Mason, Thorndale, and Wimberley ISD. Highs will be in the upper 90s today. We've got dry skies for the majority of us, and for the majority of the day, this spotty rain chance that I'm looking at for the afternoon does not look to be as widespread as what we had yesterday. So when we look at the numbers, everybody pretty much hot, upper 90s, especially if you get into our eastern counties. We've got some of us even with a thermometer reading of 100, most of us with heat indices 100 or hotter. That's due to the humidity. UV index is an 11, so make sure you've got plenty of sunscreen on. This is definitely on the higher end of the scale. Typically, we top that at 11, 12 this time of year during the maximum sun angle there around noontime. So there's going to be a lot of sun, so we don't want any burns heading into the first week of school. Air quality forecast, that's moderate today for ozone. Good amount of sun, low winds down here at the surface. I mean, it's a conducive environment for ground level ozone. We don't want it down here at the ground. We want it up top in the stratosphere to help block some of those UV rays. But I think today that air quality, it's probably going to be in moderate today and again tomorrow, given the weather. As far as the rain chances and how they play out today, this high resolution model is showing a couple spots here and there. I kind of like this. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see a few more out there. This computer has had the best handle over the past few days on those afternoon showers. I think this might be underdoing it a touch, but it's not as widespread as I mentioned as yesterday. I agree with that. Once we get past sunset, rain chances disappear. They come back tomorrow afternoon along and east of I-35. I think the sea breeze is going to help us out Friday with trying to throw a few spot showers at us, but the majority of us do stay dry both today and tomorrow. Things start to change a little bit once we get into the weekend. Humidity is going to surge here this Saturday, Sunday. You'll notice that we never really get down to the humid category. We stay very humid. That's going to be what happens with this tropical wave that's going to be out in the southern Gulf as we get into the back end of today. You can already see some of the convection here over the Yucatan Peninsula. Low odds of it becoming a tropical depression or worse. In fact, there's no support from any computer that it becomes a hurricane, and only one shows it may be becoming a tropical storm. Bottom line, this cluster of messy storms and showers through the day today is going to be moving at a pretty quick pace towards northeast Mexico, South Texas tomorrow into Saturday. And because of that, I've upped your rain chance on Saturday to 40%. So that's the big change that I made this morning given the new data. In the meantime, everything looks about the same as what I showed you yesterday. Mid to upper 90s, couple isolated spots of rain early next week.